Money ain't a thing. Money ain't a thing.
Money in the bank. Money in the bank.
We can talk, but money talk, so talk more.
Ash Cash Show, Ash Cash Show, the Ash Cash Show, Ash Cash Show, the Ash Cash Show, Ash Cash Show, the Ash Cash Show, Ash Cash Show, Ash Cash Show, the Ash Cash Show, Ash Cash Show, the Ash Cash Show, Ash Cash Show.
Baby, I got your money.
You're now tuned into the financial motivator himself, Ash Cash, Mr. Mind Right, Money Right. Money right, money right.
To the Ash Cash Show every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you go to the AshCashShow.com, subscribe to the podcast, go to AshCashTV.com, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Today, I want to talk about staying elevated. I want to talk about staying elevated. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about staying elevated. I want to talk about staying high, right? Getting to that next level. And I wanted to jump on because I started to tell IG this, but I didn't want to tell too much and then have to repeat myself to Facebook, to LinkedIn, to YouTube, to Twitter, to Twitch. So I appreciate everybody on the check-in, right? And so here I'm gonna give you this analogy, and I need you to stay with me for a second. You know what I'm saying? I need you to stay with me for a second. So recently, for my wife's birthday, we decided to go country hopping, right? So we were in Cancun, Mexico, and then from Cancun we went to Peru, right? And Peru, for those who don't know, is a country that is the altitude is really high. So it's high up in the mountains, or not even in the mountains. I mean, the mountains are high, but it's like the altitude is really, really high to the point where, when you get on a plane, a plane is usually, flying, I don't know, 15 to 20,000 feet in the air. Well, certain places in Peru, we were like 11,000 altitude, you know what I mean? Like right up there, like right up, in the clouds, right? And if you've ever been on a plane, what you'll realize is when you get to a certain altitude, your ears start to pop, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're so high up in the air that the air isn't the same, you know what I'm saying? The air isn't the same, when you get up there. So one of the things that was happening, right? One of the things that was happening when we were in Peru was that, because the level, is less oxygen, right? So you're not used to the oxygen level that's up in the air. It's not a lot of oxygen, you know what I'm saying? So it's not a lot of oxygen. It's less oxygen than when you're on the ground level. Sometimes, you get headaches. Like if you're not prepared, if you're not used to that altitude, it literally though make you sick, right? Like literally, if you go too far up, like in Peru, we saw a lot of people, they were getting sick. For me, I had a lot of headaches. You had to take stuff to calm the headaches down. A lot of the hotels had like oxygen masks where you would just take oxygen for like 7 minutes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just so that you could get rid of the headache and you could, so there was a lot going on. And it made me realize that, a lot of times when you're going to the next level, right? When you're going to the next level, you might reach altitudes that you're not ready for, right? You might reach an altitude that's so high, and if you go up too fast, you can't breathe. You might get a headache. It might feel scary. There was a lot of times we was going up the mountains. It was scary, right? To be so far up and to know that like we're in the clouds, right? But as you start the longer we stay, we were there for about 8 days. And so the longer we stayed, the more we got used to it. You know what I'm saying? The longer we stayed, the more we got used to that altitude. right? The more we got used to the altitude, the more we knew how to manage, right? We knew how to manage that altitude. And so a lot of times, right, as we're going up fast, we knew what was necessary. We bought some things with us, right? We bought activated charcoal, or there was these leaves that, this tea made out of coca leaves, right? The same leaves that they make cocaine with, but the truth is that coca leaves make 16 kind of different things, right? And so there was so many things that we knew we were going to see, right? We knew that we were going to see certain things going to this new level, right? New level, right? New levels bring what? New devils, right? And so we knew that there were things that we were going to see, right? That we were going to see on our way, but we were prepared for it. We got prepared for it. And so because we got prepared for it, as these things started to come in our way, we were able to stay at that high altitude without losing balance, without losing footing, being safe. And so what I want to tell you today is that this is your moment. I want you to know that if you can hear the sound of my voice, I need you to know that this is your moment, right? This is your moment. Everything that you've ever wanted, everything that you've ever desired, any dream, any aspiration, all of it is now going to take shape, right? It's now going to take shape. You have access to everything. There is nothing that you need right now at this moment to get to the next level. This is your moment, right? This is your moment. And as you climb up and you go to this new altitude, right? The air is not going to be the same. The air is not going to be the same. There going to be people who don't want you to climb to that altitude. It just is what it is, right? There going to be people who don't want you to climb to that altitude, right? There's going to be things, right, that, you're not going to be used to, right? There's going to be things that you're not going to be used to, but I need you to get ready. I need you to get ready to that next level. I need you to get ready for that next level, because it's time, right? It's time.
We are running out of time. What are you going to do with the time you have left? I say that if you don't reposition yourself, you could miss the best time in your life, in this season of life. Because we have got to change the way we think. We have got to change the way we function. We have got to change the way we deal with issues. And the reason that you have to begin to reposition the way you think and the way you function and the way you feel is that we many times are stuck between the lines of limited thinking and limited people and limited ideas and limited philosophies. And there's something creative down inside of you saying, let there be. You need to walk into a situation where you've been locked up and tied up and tangled up and say, let there be light, let there be healing, let there be books, let there be change in this city. You have tried 4 or 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different things. Each you worked on 90 days or so, and then said it doesn't work. How can you be a leader with a 90-day test? Of course it didn't work. You didn't stick to it long enough. You didn't fight hard enough. You didn't do what it took to win. And rather than to correct it and get it right, You walked away from it and tried something else. And for the last 10, 15 years of your life, you've been on the run from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, trying to make all this stuff work. Stop it. Stand still. You got to have courage to live with the pressure and the criticism. New levels bring new devils. You have to be tough. You have to be tough to be able to stand it. It's tough for keeping your kids encouraged while you secretly worried to death yourself. It's tough for getting ready for a birthday and don't have a birthday gift. It's tough of not being able to get the light bill paid and the water bill paid. It's tough. But what do we do with these moments? Do we just have them and go back home and wait for the next one? Almost like junkies getting a fix or smokers smoking a cigarette? Are we just habitually addicted to moments without being able to take that moment and use it strategically to do something in our lives? You do not have to accept it the way it is. Somewhere down inside of you, there is creativity. We got to break out of the barriers and the limitations and get outside of the box. Something's about to happen in your life. You've got to take it one day at a time. And when you get to the end of the day, you say, I'm not finished, but I've done everything that I was supposed to do for that day, for that time, for that season. Your season is shifting.
Your season
You
is
will be
shifting.
able to do now in a way that you have never been able to do
Never
it
been able
before.
to do before.
You haven't sung your best song. You haven't preached your best sermon yet. You haven't thought your greatest thought. You haven't written down your greatest idea. You haven't framed your best frame. Maybe you haven't laughed your best laugh. You haven't had your greatest day yet. It's somewhere inside of you. You're a miracle looking for a place to happen. You have got all kinds of things locked up inside of you that are about to come forth for such a time as this.
The time is right.
The stage is set. The conditions are in order, and something awesome is about to happen in your life. Don't let anybody tell you you're too young. Don't let anybody tell you you're too old. Don't let anybody tell you you're fitted. Every day you wake up in the morning, it's a sign the best is yet to come. This is my moment.
This is your moment, y'all.
Determined to live it. The mind is a
The
battleground.
mind is a battleground.
The fight is in your mind.
The fight is in your
Are
mind.
you ready for the next level?
Are you ready for the next level? The stage is set.
If you change your mind, then you change your life. Mind Right Radio. Inspiration and motivation 25/8. That's all the time. More than humanly possible. Elevation on another level.
Like I need you to know the best is yet to come. Right? I need you to know that the best is yet to come. I need you to know that even look, if what you're living through right now seems bad, the best is yet to come. If what you're living through right now is good, the best is yet to come. If you're like, yo, my life is great, the best is yet to come. Like, I need you to understand that. I need you to understand that the best is yet to come. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how young you are. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care what obstacles were in your way. I don't care what things were in the past that seem to have held you back. Like right now, at this very moment, right now, at this very moment, the best is yet to come. I need y'all to all type that right now, right? I need you to type that right now. The best is yet to come. Miss One and Only, I need you to type that in. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. It's all right. It's all right to feel what you feel, but stop lying to yourself. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Like everything, you know, fortunately, life teaches you in hindsight, right? Life teaches you in hindsight. What do I mean by that? Like life is not gonna show you, right? God is not gonna show you everything that is prepared for you, right? Because the only requirement that God has is belief, right? The only requirement that God has is belief. So what do you believe? Right? Do you believe in defeat? Right? Do you believe in, struggle? Because whatever you believe is what you're going to have. And so if you believe that this is your moment, if you believe that the best is yet to come, then that is the fact. Right? That is the fact. And it's all about the energy. Right? It's all about the energy. Monique, thank you for the badge, love. It's all about the energy. Everything that you need, like everything that you desire, you already have. You already have it. You already have
everything
it.
that I need, I already have. Everything that I have is all that I need. Anything I desire, I will receive because my reality is created by me. I am successful, I am peaceful, I am free, I am wise, I am potential energy, and like a phoenix I shall rise. I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am power, I am talent, I am mind, I am body, I am spirit, I am balanced, I am enlightened, I am fearless, I am inside the realm of time. I am a part of the all and I am one with the divine. Energy, 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 all around on the outside of the enemy. There is no hate in my heart. I even have love for my enemies. Energy, energy, energy.
You are not tuned into Mind Right Radio.
What energy are you putting out there? What's the energy? Hold on, one more time. Everything that I need, I already have. Yup. I will receive because my reality. Look, my reality is created by me. Everything that I need, I already have. Everything that I have is all that I need. Do you understand that? Right? Do you understand that?
Everything that I need, I already have. Everything that I have is all that I need. Anything I desire, I will receive because my reality is created by me. I am successful, I am peaceful, I am free, I am wise, I am potential energy, and like a phoenix I shall rise. I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am power, I am talent, I am mind, I am body, I am spirit, I am balanced, I am enlightened, I am fearless, I am inside the realm of time. I am a part of the all and I am one with the divine. Energy, 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 all around on the outside of the enemy. There is no hate in my heart. I even have love for my enemies. Energy, energy, energy.
You are not tuned into Mind Right Radio. Elevate your mind. You elevate your life.
Stop being a perfectionist.
It's very important for you to believe that you are the one. Most people, they raise a family, they earn a living, and then they die. They stop growing, they stop working on themselves, they stop stretching, they stop pushing themselves. That a lot of people like to complain, but they don't want to do anything about their situation. The fear of failure, what if things don't work out? And the fear of success, what if they do and I can't handle it? These are not risk takers.
You spend so much time with other people. You spend so much time trying to get people to like you. You know other people more than you know yourself. You study them. You know about them. You want to hang out like them. You want to be just like them. And you know what? You've invested so much time in them, you don't know who you are. I challenge you to spend time by yourself.
It's necessary that you get the losers out of your life if you want to live your dream. But people who are running toward their dreams, life has a special kind of meaning.
When you become the right person, what you do is you start separating yourself from other people. You begin to have a certain uniqueness. As long as you're following other people, as long as you're being a copycat, you will never, ever be the best copycat in the world. But you will be the best you could be. I'm telling you to define your value.
That everybody won't see it. That everybody won't join you. That everybody won't have the vision. It's necessary to know that you are an uncommon breed. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. That you don't have to go through life being a victim. And even though you face disappointments, you have to know within yourself that I can do this. Even if no one else sees it for me, I must see it for myself. There are rough times that want to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass.
They come to pass.
No matter how bad it is.
Remember that. Wait, hold on.
How bad it gets.
No matter how bad it is or how bad it comes, it has come to pass. I don't know who I don't know who need to hear this. I don't know who need to hear this, but I woke up like I said, I woke up with this on my heart. Stay elevated, stay high, This is your moment. This is your moment. This is your moment. It came to pass.
I'm going to make it's necessary that you align yourself with people and attract people into your business who are hungry, people who are unstoppable and unreasonable, people who are refusing to leave life just as it is and who want more. The people that are living their dream of finding winners to attach themselves to. The people that are living their dreams are the people that know that if it's going to happen, it's up to them.
It's up to you.
If you want to be more successful, if you want to have and do stuff you ain't never done before, number two, I'm asking you to invest in you. Invest in you.
You accept yourself as you see yourself beyond your fears, and you don't accept yourself as a victim. You begin to see that you are more important than any fear that you have. Most people do.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
I must see my mind's eye, see myself, confronting my fears, handling my fears. I'm more than able.
When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
I failed. It's 10 times more of a man than someone says, what if? Because what if never went to the arena. You go after it. You give it all you have. If you lose, at least you try, man.
It's when you have nothing left. It's when you depleted all your money, when all your energy goes. When you have nothing left, that's when it's showtime. When you find a way out of no way. When you find breath that you don't have. When you find energy that did not exist. When you want this thing as bad as you want to breathe, that's when you find a way.
It's necessary to work on myself. Become creative. It's me. I've got to make it happen. It's not over until I win.
That's some of you right now, you want to be, you know what I'm saying? You want to go to the next level. I want to counsel. You know, I want to be an engineer. I want to be a doctor. Listen to me. You can't get to that level. You can't get to the level economically where you want to be until you start investing in your mind. You're not reading books. I'm challenging y'all to go to college. I dare you to invest time. I dare you to be alone. I dare you to spend an hour to get to know yourself. When you become who you are, when you become the person that you were created to be, designed to be who you were designed to be, when you become an individual, what you do is you take yourself and you start separating yourself from other people. So you get to a place where people don't like you, it don't even bother you no more. Why? Because you're not concerned with trying to make them happy, because you're trying to grow up. You're trying to get to the next level. I need you to invest in your mind. Invest in your mind. If you still talk about your dream, if you still talk about your goal, but you have not done anything, just take the first step.
That you can make your parents proud, you can make your school proud, you can touch millions of people's lives, and the world will never be the same again because you came this way. After we face a rejection and a no, or we have a meeting and no one shows up, or somebody say, you can count on me, and they don't come through. What if we have that kind of attitude because we possess? Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off. Reviewing it every day and say to yourself, it's not over until I win.
Right now you're tapped in and tuned in.
It's not over.
MindRightRadio.com.
Yo, it's not over until you win. It's not over until you win. Right? It's not over until you win. And that's why I need you to understand. Matter of fact, I need you to understand this.
If you change your mind, then you change your life. Mind Right Radio.
I don't know. Somebody need to hear this today. I don't know who. Somebody need to hear this today.
More than humanly possible. Elevation on another level.
Catch these bars. I need you. Somebody need tag 10 friends. Somebody needs to hear this.
We talked about Medea earlier, and a lot of people know me as Medea, but there's something that a lot of people don't know that I want to share with you. Was a child that was born to two wounded parents, and they were wounded children themselves. My mother was 17 and my father was about 19 when they got married. And I came along when she was 24 years old. And there was a lot of pain in the house. There were a lot of arguments. He was very physically abusive and verbally abusive to the both of us. It was really a difficult and very hard time, especially for a man child. I don't know what it's like for a little girl, but I'm sure it's just as painful. But for a boy child, a man child, to watch his mother being beaten and belittled, it was really, really hard. So I went under the house and I built this little, put some wood up in between some of the pillars and built this little safe place for me. And I painted it robinette blue. I had found some paint somewhere, painted it blue, and I would sit in this room and I would let my imagination take me to other places. I would just be somewhere running through grass and trees while I'm listening to all of the pain and all the heartache up above me in the floorboard. So it was a very difficult time. But the beauty in that moment, and I say this to people all the time, is that I know that all things work together for your good. When I am writing a script or a movie or writing the have-nots or If Loving You Is Wrong or writing any of these shows or movies, in my imagination, I go to a place where I'm in that world. And that was formed and born inside of all that pain. So the little boy's imagination is where the man goes down to feed his dreams. So it's a beautiful thing when you know that all things are going to work together for you.
All things. Listen, not some things. All things are working for your greater good. All things. All things are working for your greater good.
What broke in the moment, if you wonder what happened, like from the time when I started doing these shows to the time when they started to take off, what broke in the moment? Well, here I was with this script about adult survivors of child abuse whose parents had abused them. And the characters in the show that I had written from my own mind had forgiven their abusers. But I hadn't forgiven my father. So one day we were on the phone before the show sold out, before everything changed. We were on the phone, and I got a chance to just say everything that was on my mind. Because I wasn't the little boy anymore. I was a 6'6" man, and I wasn't afraid. And I started saying everything that I needed to say to him. And the things that came out of my mouth blew my mind. But at the end of it, what I heard was, I forgive you.
MP, what up, MP?
I said, I forgive you. And something shifted in me. Something shifted. Let me tell you something. Forgiveness is so incredibly powerful. Forgiveness is not for the other person.
Is not for the other person, y'all.
There are people living their lives who've done you wrong. They are happy walking down the street, not even thinking about you. But there you are holding on to unforgiveness. When I forgave this man, I found myself I was lost for a second because my entire fuel was based on the negativity of not forgiving him. But once I forgave him, I had to find a way to find another source of fuel. So the negativity and all the darkness that I'd been through was the source. Now I needed a more positive source. Now I needed a good source, a pure source. It's like taking a car that runs on diesel and putting regular gasoline in it. And then all of a sudden you say drive and something's gonna go wrong. So you have to rework all the components inside of your mind to be able to understand how to function in positivity. So that shift for me was so incredible. Forgiveness did all of that for me. And the minute I did that, the minute I started to function and doing the right thing and being positive, I went from nobody coming to the show to not having enough seats for the people to get into the place.
Let's go, y'all.
Somebody, this shocked a few people. They said, let's talk about your failures. I said, I don't have any. And I tell you why. I tell you why I say that. Because when you know that everything in your life is going to work together for your good. I look back on all the things in my life that I thought that should have been a failure, that should have been a failure, but when I really analyzed it, I realized those were teaching moments, those were molding moments, those were moving moments. And I realized, had that not happened, I wouldn't have been ready for this moment. Or had that situation not gone on, I wouldn't have been ready to go here. Had I not been able to live at that altitude, I wouldn't have been able to stand at this altitude. So what happened to me, as I look back on all those moments, I don't call them failures. I call them the grace of God because it had brought me right where I needed to be.
The grace of God, y'all. Hold on, I don't want y'all to miss that though. I don't want you to miss this real quick though. Put some respect on your experience. Put some respect on your experience. Stop labeling things as bad, as negative, as failures, when every single thing is working for your greater good. It's funny because, I actually write this in my book in From the Block to the Bank. I write about 2019, right? 2019 by far, as I was going through it, was like the worst year of my life. For those who know, like, I lost my mom. Some childhood friends was being lost. Turmoil in my personal relationships. It was bad. Like it was a bad year. Like, to the point where, at the time that I was going through it, I wanted to erase it. Like, I didn't want to think about, like, a lot of decisions I've made in 2019 could have shattered everything that I worked for. Like, it was it wasn't my proudest moments, if you will. But in hindsight, and it was painful. Like, it was a lot of stuff happening that was painful. Like, I'm talking about painful. I was like, man, like I was losing myself. You know what I'm saying? That year was, and if anybody knew me that year, or experienced me that year, I might have looked happy, right? I might have looked happy, maybe. But I promise you, inside, I was like, it was bad. I promise you, it was bad. Like, it was so bad. I was like, damn, like, it was bad, right? But in hindsight, as bad as it felt, because it was, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, as bad as it felt. Let me just say that. As bad as it felt at the time, when I look back at everything, it was necessary, though. It was necessary. And the reason why I know it was necessary is because when I look at how much God has elevated my life, 2020 was a great year. 2021 was an even greater year. 2022 has been even better, right? And 19, though, right, prepared me for the elevation, though. In hindsight, had I not went through what I went through during that time, I don't know if I could handle all the blessings that's happening right now. I don't know if I would be so balanced and so I don't know if I would be leaning on God, right? I would be leaning on God so much, right? And so there's it was necessary. And so I say that to say, put some respect on your experiences. Even now, if I were given an opportunity to change anything from there, I wouldn't change anything. And the reason why I wouldn't change anything is because everything, the way it happened, was God's will, right? I made choices, God's will, but it was necessary for me to see what I needed to see in order for me to be, not do, in order for me to be who I needed to be, right? Like, who I am today in my being has a lot to do with all of my experiences. God did, right? It's God's will. So I just wanted to point that out.
on the floor. Mashed potato,
Don't give up. I know it sounds simple, but don't give up.
Don't
If
give
you
up,
go to
y'all.
bed with it, and you wake up with it, and you can't shake it, you go get a job, and that dream is still in the back of your head. You're working for somebody else, but that dream is still in the back of your head. You're getting up every morning, 5 in the morning, going on somebody else's job. Let me tell you something. Honor that person that you're working for. Listen, because when you're faithful over someone else's, God will give you your own. So make sure you honor the person that you're working for. But at the same time, don't give up.
Don't give up.
My studio is a place where even dreams believe. Because when I think about Joseph, he went through so much before he got into his promise. He was in jail. He got all these things happen to him. But when it got really bad and he gave up or wanted to give up, the dream reminded him that he can go on. So if it's in you and you can't shake it, and you dream about it, and when you want to walk away from it, you still dream. That's God telling you to keep going. And if I can tell you anything else, please keep going. There are people whose lives and destiny are tied into you. Just think that you stop. All of these people, where will we be going to worship and hear a positive message?
Oh, wait. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I just need to say this. I just need to say this, though. There's people's destiny and blessings that's tied to you. I'm gonna let that sink in real quick. There are people's destiny and blessings that are tied to you. And it just hit me like a bolt. So excuse me for a second, right? It hit me. That as I talked about how tough 2019 was, one example is I didn't start Inside the Vault until 2020, or actually 2021, but we started the planning for it and all that stuff in 2020, right? So can you imagine, right? I think we had more than 3 million views, right? More than 3 people's lives were affected positively by the show. So I literally, I know people who have changed their whole life trajectory because of watching the show. I know people who have made a lot of money, right? Who have become millionaires based off of the show. I have created a lot of brotherhoods and sisterhoods, a lot of friendships, a lot of things have happened because of that, right? Can you imagine, right? Can you imagine how many lives have been blessed or that are tied to me? And I'm just using me as an example, right? There are lives that are tied to me. And because these lives are tied to me, it is allowing me to bless other people. And so I need you to know that there are other people, right? There are other people's lives that are tied to you. Right? There are other people's lives that are tied to you. So if you give up, imagine somebody has prayed for you. Somebody is praying for you. Like you are the answer to their prayers. I ain't want y'all to miss that.
So don't stop. Keep going. No matter what anybody says, you are worth it. And here's the thing about worthy. Get to worthy. Whatever you do, get to worthy. What does that mean? Understand that you are worth it. You deserve the good things. If God said it, you deserve it. And he did. His thoughts of you are pure, and he wants to give you a hope. And here's how I know that it's going to be all right. The first 5 words of this text simply says, and it came to pass. Which means whatever you're going through did not come to stay. You're going to be all right. Abraham told his servants, stay here. This is the thing that blew my mind. Stay here. And we're going to go up and worship. But there's a little part of the verse where he says, and we will return to you. Well, Abraham, if you're going up to sacrifice your son, how do you know you're coming back with your son? When you have that kind of trust and that kind of faith in God, I don't care what it looks like, it's going to be all right. And Abraham turned and he named the place Jehovah Jireh, meaning God will provide. So the very thing you're worried about, don't worry about it because God will provide.
God will provide.
But Tyler, you don't understand. It's been difficult. It's been hard. God will provide. But Tyler, you don't understand. I love my wife and my husband. This has been really difficult, but you don't understand. God will provide. Just climb and maintain. Just pray and worship. Just climb and maintain. And if I can leave you with anything, I want to leave you with this. Hear me clearly when I say this. There are people who come in your life sometimes to be there for a season. They weren't meant to be there always. Sometimes we find ourselves hooked up with people that we think are there for a lifetime, but they were only supposed to be there for a season. There are people who come in your life like boosters for a rocket. If you ever watch a rocket go into space, the boosters fall off when it reaches a certain altitude. Some people are not equipped to handle the altitudes that you're going to. So don't be afraid when they fall off. They're not bad people. They just couldn't go where you're going.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. I think we good. I need y'all to stay elevated. I need you to stay elevated. This too shall pass.
If your mind not right, then everything off a rock. So just stay positive and keep on moving along with MindRightRadio.com.
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Stay elevated. You know what I mean? This is your moment. You know, this new level, right? This new level that you're rising to, it might feel unfamiliar. It might feel scary at times. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is your moment. You know what I'm saying? This is your moment. This is your moment, y'all. I think we good. I think we good. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for tapping in. I was trying to see if there's any last messages before we sign off, but I think we good. Oh, yo, so fast shout to my guy Mac Dime. My guy Mac Dime has was one of the winners for our raffle. And then also, hopefully y'all on here. I need y'all to DM me your information. Hold on. I think one of one was also a winner. Let me just see. And let me just see. So we had. All right. So TT Kennedy, right? TT Kennedy was a Cash App name. So send your information, Mac Dime, and then one and one, which was a Cash App name. Send your information because y'all won the shirts. But that's it, y'all. Is it one and only? Hold on. Yeah, TT Kennedy and Let me see. Yeah, maybe it's one. Wait, maybe it's one and only. Hold on, let me chop. I'll tell you right now. Hold on, brethren. Let's see. Raffle. Yeah, one and only. Oh, Dr. Lycan, that's you then. Yeah, you won. It's one and only. Sorry. I see you, Dr. Lycan. Yeah, that's you then. Hold on, I'm about the yeah, I said one of one, but it's one, yeah, one and only. There we go. Dr. Lycan was the winner. So I'm about to send you like a winner thing back. So Dr. Lycan was so one and only. And then TT Kennedy. Yeah, so TT Kennedy, Dr. Lycan, and Mac Dime. I need you to DM me your mailing. I need you to DM me your mailing address and your size. So DM me your mailing address and your size. So we can send out your package. Mailing address and size. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in the Ash Cash Show every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you go to ashcashshow.com. Subscribe to the podcast. Go to ashcashtv.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll see y'all next time. Same place. Peace.
I ain't talking about rich. I'm talking about well.
Money ain't a thing.
Money in the bank. Money in the bank.
We can talk, but money talk, so talk more.
Ash Cash Show. The Ash Cash Show. The Ash Cash Show. The Ash Cash Show. The Ash Cash Show. Ash Cash Show. The Ash Cash Show. The Ash Cash Show. The Ash Cash Show. The Ash Cash Show.
Baby, I got your money.
You are now tuned in to the Ash Cash Show, your number one source for financial motivation. Get your mind and your money right.